All right, this is the Roland TR-707 Rhythm Composer. This is the one we have at MES, Melbourne Electronic Sound Studio. You can see it's been extensively modified down the side here with a whole lot of hacks, which make this drum machine one of my personal favorites here. We're just going to run through quickly how to get it running and then how you might use this sort of expanded system here. When you switch it on, it always boots up in track play mode and usually has some kind of pattern there. So we're going to start by just clearing that pattern. In order to clear the pattern, you have to go into a write mode. To get access to any of these orange sections that you can see here, you have to hold down the shift key. So we're going to hold down the shift key and we're going to hit step tap, and that puts us into step write mode. And once we're in step write mode, we're ready to start writing a pattern. But as you can see here, somebody's already put a pattern in there. So we just want to hold down the clear button here. We want to hit 1 because we're on pattern 1. There you go, disappears, vanishes just like that. In order to make a pattern with this machine, you select the instruments. The instrument selected has this little black flashing arrow, and then you use the instrument guide, which gives you access to all the other instruments. So if I start the sequencer rolling, you can see that it's rolling through there. Now if I want to add a bass drum, I just press that and you see the black dot appears there, and there's the bass drum attack. So I can add another one. There we go. 4 on the floor. Now if I want to change the instrument, I just take the instrument guide and I might say, okay, give me a hand clap. You see that little arrow moves to hand clap, and I can place the hand clap across that pattern. Simple. So I'm just going to continue building a little something so that we can then use this pattern as a way to access the various modifications. So if I take that and just find the hi-hat, you see we've gone to the hi-hat there. Distribute the hi-hat. And then maybe I'll add some toms. So if the instrument guide, just go down to the low tom. And for this, I might press shift and go into tap mode, which allows me to just play the instrument in. So if I go to the low tom, there we have it. That's probably enough. So I'll take you through these modifications quickly. First thing we have is a dial here that opens and closes the hi-hat, very handy mod. Every drum machine should have one. We have some distortion switches. Just add a bit of flavor. I might just stop that for a second. And so you heard the distortion switches there, but what I'm going to get into here is this little patch bay. And basically, each of these lines works independently. So you patch into one side, and then you effectively create a kind of short circuit by patching into the other side, which will have some kind of effect on the sound. And it's all sort of quite indeterminate. As far as I can tell. I'm sure there's a rhyme and reason to it, but you don't need to know that. You just do it all by sound. So if I just short circuit this. Okay, try the next one. And so on and so on. So if I find one I like, I quite like that one. So what I'm going to do is go back into the switch and then come back out to the mod, which means I can then bring the mod in. And I have 2 options to do that. So if I disconnect this one and start looking for another one, quite like that one as well. So I might take that one into the switch. I can't quite remember where it was. I think it was that one. Oh, I've disconnected my other mod there. So now I've got 2 switches, 2 mods. And together. Anyway, that's a quick introduction to the 707, the circuit bent 707 at Mess.